We're going to investigate the ego in 3 separate lessons. In this one, we'll begin by imagining 2 warriors in a fight to the death. Their goal, obviously, is to win and survive. But if they're focusing on the goal of winning and surviving, then they're less likely to achieve it. Whereas if they focus on fighting well, what's happening in the moment, then they're more likely to win and survive. So, goal achievement is an indirect process. The ego can be hard to understand how to define or confusing. A lot of people have different definitions of it. The way the Warrior's Way defines the ego is the sense of self-importance that we create around our identity that's tied to our history or our achievements. In other words, we measure our importance by the history or the achievements that we have or lack thereof. In a way, the ego likes to build a throne to stand upon by comparing ourselves with others so that we can feel more important based on external achievements. So it can look down on others, feeling important, kind of like if I do this. Now I'm standing up, looking down on you. I can feel important and good about myself because, hey, I'm a mental trainer, developed the Warrior's Way, done some scary rock climbs. And I can feel, that's my history, and I can feel important and good about myself because of that. But there's an opposite effect of this where I can be down here, see? And looking up at you, maybe I'm failing all the time. I'm not successful. And so I'm feeling less important in comparison to other people that I know. And I can make excuses and justify why I can't also succeed. So both of those are limiting proposition. Why? Let me get back sitting eye to eye with you. Because of the impact on attention. Mental training needs to be very tangible and practical, structured around how do our behaviors impact the use of our attention. Achieving goals takes work. We all know this. But that work happens in the present moment. Goal achievement happens at some point in the future. But it's the work that we do along the way that helps us achieve the goals. So it seems obvious that we need to focus our attention on that work in the present. That's why the mental training goal is to focus our attention in the moment on the task. And if we allow our ego to create this identity around self-importance based on achievements, then it's constantly going to distract our attention out of the present moment toward that future on what it values, which is those achievements. The ego, with its self-importance and personal history around achievements, is based on external representations of us, like things that we've done in the external world. So we start dethroning the ego, kind of getting it back down to earth, by shifting from external to internal representations. Internal representations are we're all human beings that have desires to live meaningful lives, right? We're all equal in that. And if we can do our climbing, live our lives, do our mental training in a way where we see ourselves as equals, like eye to eye, like we are right now, then we're going to be more effective in what we're doing. Our attention will be less likely to be distracted by ego concerns. So, focus on giving effort, which will help you fight well as you're working toward achieving your goals. So you can practice this by practicing defenselessness. In other words, if someone criticizes you, for example, notice yourself get defensive. You know, the ego is up on that throne. It wants to defend its territory, its self-importance. And that defensive mechanism prevents you from being receptive to learning from that criticism. So notice that, and then lower your defenses, listen, ask for clarification, and see if there's a learning lesson in the criticism that the person is giving you. It brings that ego back down to earth. You can go to warriorsway.com, get the full audio and written text for this lesson. You can check out our courses. We have Falling Commitment courses that are done in gyms and outdoors. Got a bunch of those coming up on our calendar. And the Free Mind remote coaching that is done remotely, online, and you can bridge it to climbing or life. It goes deeper into the Warrior's Way material. You can also check out our books. Rock Warrior's Way is a philosophical treatment of the material. Espresso Lessons is a practical treatment of the material. Both books go into the material comprehensively. Reach out to us to begin and continue your mental training. We'd love to work with you. Thanks.